is providing a statement. Let's listen.
In 2017, it was directed by a group of mercenaries. Unfortunately, the state of Venezuela hindered that, prevented that plan, and we have provided the names. The culprits, the head of the company that executed such a terrorist action is Lester Toledo, wanted for justice, and they tried to execute this blackout in the transmission of the acts. It's on the map. You can locate the site of this incident in the border. And the issue that comes after this, that it happened after yesterday, it was that they were just on their way with violent acts, which are not surprising. We provided information through our informative networks about the ones who were accountable for these actions. Unfortunately, they used again many minors, teenagers, people under the effects of drugs who they were to burn down, and they will tell us that it is a peaceful rally as it happened in the past, but these detainees and prosecuted people, they will place them on the list of wanted for the government. They burned police headquarters. They burned down health centers. They tore down the monuments of Venezuela. They tore down a monument in homage to the Saint Jose, and likewise the brutal attack to public venues as the headquarters of the electoral council and the headquarters in Suate. Armed people launching bombs, burning down venues and public centers. I want to highlight that all these people that I have been mentioning, this data, these incidents, these events that I am explaining to you, all these people are arrested. They have been prosecuted. And besides, I want to recall that for the series of their crimes, they could be attached to other cases, and destruction of it's not like that. They committed acts of terrorism, acts of inciting, of killing Venezuelans. Those cowards who used a double standard speech. We are going to work with our families to go to the National Electoral Council venue. And do you think that the virtual reality that they are is referring to, which families? Are you placing your family in front of an attack of burning down public headquarters and inciting to kill, to burn down alive human beings for your sustaining your political neo-Nazi for your sustaining your neo-Nazi policy. This prosecutor's office is not accomplished, and you want to be impugned, and you will. So this we are. So the prosecutor's office, in older times, they just provided support to all these criminals, but today we are not like that. We have the accurate data of these crimes, and these criminals killed a member of the Bolivarian armed forces. They shot down this military, and they brought him, and they jumped him to water. And these actions, these crimes are unforgivable. And in 2017, let's recall that a group of criminals burned down public centers, and these crimes weren't prosecuted. They were pardoned, but I am seeing very concerned, but I am not surprised of an international TV channel that they are seeing these criminals are menacing families, officials, and the images have been seeing the fire, how they are burning down public centers, and they are broadcasting protests in Venezuela because they don't recognize the results of elections. In Venezuela, they are not having riots, but just the spotlights of criminals who have been attacking and trying to generate chaos. They want a scale or an escalation of violence nationwide, but they are not achieving so. I praise the action of the Venezuelan state of charging with those crimes with as they have the facade of the fascism, and they don't want to recognize the results of the elections. The only body that exists here in Venezuela, the National Electoral Council, has the power of issuing results. No one here is gonna accept or allow the resurgence of what it implied getting advantage, that it was at the head of the legislative power, that was self-proclaimed president, and as of that event, he robbed the assets of Venezuela in the United Kingdom, over $1 billion in gold, and $1 billion in Portugal, and it won't happen anything like that again. The prosecutor's office is acting alongside several official institutions, and we are just assessing the crimes. These crimes are very serious. We are watching brutal terrorist acts and instigation to order, and we are not going to tolerate that. We are not going to allow them to occur in this country. So I just said on Sunday at a press briefing alongside the public powers, the Controller's Office, among other entities, that literally there weren't any incidents in Venezuela despite the vast turnout that were at the polling stations. And we warned in many press briefings from the time we dismantled the Brazalete Blanco plan. And the Jesus Maria Casal and the members of the fraudulent primaries, they told us that we have committed well, they have committed just a fraud, and they just disclosed fake news about the primaries. Some people who were at there were 3,000, and they said 3 million people were participating in that event, and so they are advocating. Well, they burned down those evidence, those acts when they did this mockery theater. But this time it's not like that. This time there is an electoral power. It is a automated electoral system which have three components in which the voter can verify, can first cast his vote or her vote on the computer, and then to verify it on the print paper. And that's the reality today. And they intend to do again that mockery theater, and each members of the electoral primaries, they confessed those actions, and it is the same methodology they wanted to use as they confessed that how he has set up all that electoral mockery. This was condemned by the National Electoral Council, and over 1,000 international observers have been present, among them several former presidents and now it is my turn to give you the balance account of the prosecutor's office attached to Constitution and law abided and against these armed criminals. That's why I want to give you more details to make a clear difference. In 2014-2017, they have part of mercenaries that they pay off, because we already checked by interviews, and these detainees revealed that in some cases for $10 or for $20, and they even said that for just candies, they were sent to the streets, to take to the streets, to burn down highways, and to cause bloodshed across the country. And besides that, they told that they summoned a sector of the middle class, a faction of, we could say, people who live in urban areas at the east of Caracas, or in some municipalities of some states of Carabobo, Managua, and so on. And then we are going to refer to similar places in the country. They use people of this social sector to be accompanied with armed criminals. And this time it has not been like that, because the people of Venezuela has raised awareness of this, and we haven't seen any of this middle class to accompanying these armed criminals. We have seen, and I want to conclude with this, we have seen criminals, and these are just we have seen them using hate speech, and we have seen them very high under the effects of drugs. And you will see how they were crying. They all were crying after being arrested, apologizing. Don't send me to prison. They ordered me to do so. They order us to kill and burn down people alive, burn down public centers, and you will go to burn down the health center. You will kill workers and military. On behalf of who? Of freedom of thought. That was when it was the corrupted prosecutor that favored with impunity all that happened. But we are here. The prosecutor's officers here is dignified, is with dignity and defending democracy, defending the popular ballots, the popular vote. Hence, I want to highlight that we are already investigating these detainees, and we are just charging them with instigation to hate, resistance to authority, and in the most serious cases, terrorism. And of course, they are being sentenced. They are being bailed. And so far, there have been 749 people arrested, criminals arrested, and allegedly you remembered in 2017 they called themselves as liberators, and 749 of these criminal detainees. And anyone who dared to suggest that yesterday there were happening peaceful rallies, I want to inform you that there have been some injured, so 48 officials and police officers. So tell me, people of Venezuela, can we accept this? Can the United States accept this if it would happen there? And the international outlets have been just spreading and giving them propaganda, and so they are just broadcasting live these terrorist acts that being produced in the country. And unfortunately, within this framework of almost 50 officials injured, there have been a dignified military official in Maracay, state of Aragua, byproduct of the gunshots of these criminals. I would like to mention some. Case 1, fire to the Electoral Council in Falcón. Who dared to say to me that this was a family meeting for allegedly to deliver a document and rally peacefully? A group of people here carried out a criminal act in which they launched Molotov bombs, stones, and entering into the Electoral Council, which was attacked by these criminals who, after destroying the assets of that place, they proceeded to burn that to burn the facility down. Let's see the video. That's the choir, that's the people grabbing what it belongs to us, because everything that is here, it is it belongs to us. We are gonna burn everything down, and we are gonna make those authorities leave. You are hearing the voice of a criminal. They looked up a lot to Silvio Guerrero, that alias the Paticabra, the alias Monkey, and that was and outlets. They said that this is a democratic leader and the leader of the far right, and that's the well. Now let's see another second case, an attempt on the life of an official in Caracas. They persecuted a military official and they attacked him physically, and they burned him alive. Let's see these images. Go, go. Beat him, beat him. Surely the international outlets and NGOs that are paid off by NATO and are saying that these are peaceful protesters, and they are killers, they are hitmen. The people arrested are going to be prosecuted by the crime of terrorism, because trying to kill and burn down a military is not an act of a peaceful demonstration. I want to show the burning down of the house of the government party. It happened in Tigre. There have been 8 people arrested: Mario Maita, Laide Rondón, Jesús Rafael Salazar, Simón Otunes, Simón Santa Rosa, Luis Miguel Ramos, Ricardo Medina, and a 15-year teenager. All were arrested while they were committing acts of vandalism located in the Tigre municipality in front of Bolivar Square. Let's see this video. Here you see, I want to see the photo in the screen. These are these criminals with their faces crying. What you have been seeing here, all of them were crying, were apologizing because they were paid off. You cannot ask for mercy. You will be prosecuted even if the facade organization came here to claim for them. They 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 are outlets are just mentioning that they are inheritors of Martin Luther King and prophets of Buddha, Jesus. Don't be surprised that this will be the speech that you find in media outlets. We are showing this on real time, and I want to underscore that these vandalic acts occurred against the monument of Saint loved by Venezuela, Dr. Benanzuate, and they were criminals were arrested, Jota Rodriguez, and they were committing acts of vandalism, the profanation and destruction of a monument located in the Tigre municipality, and they tried to tear down without success as the security forces interfered on time. And this was one of the works we did in 2010, the monument I referred. And I want to see you these two subjects. Let's see their faces. The faces of hatred, not only of hatred, but they have been they are drug addicts. Totally, they are looks at red, and they have to have an insane mind to trying to tear down a monument paying homage to such a saint. And then I want to refer to some other criminals who searched for killing a citizen who could belong to Chavista sector. They imagine the citizen could belong to Chavism, and they attack him. And we initiated an identification. We opened an investigation to identify these criminals that attacked a square, which attacked this citizen who tried to get away, but they grabbed him. You will see that the Commission of Human Rights in Geneva, the NGO of Human Rights, will say that these killers who almost killed these men in Oliari Square, they are persecuted by the Venezuelan government, and they deserve to be awarded. And the award will be that they will have a sentence, because this what they have been doing there, what they did there. And if we the bad thing about these actions Well, likewise, I want to highlight the profanation of another monument. You can see they have clear targets. They went against Jose Gregorio monument and against another monument of a hero against the Spanish colonialism, and the journey Peñalosa. They these criminals committed crimes of vandalism. They hate the indigenous people. They hate everything that identified our origins. And don't be surprised they begin to burn down Bolivar's monuments and other libertators. They profaned a monument and dragged the image of the monument under the area, and they burned down. And let's see this criminal act. I repeat, these are chunks of long videos. We will continue posting on our informative networks, and there's a 7 case of those dozen cases we have. The destruction of an image of Commander Hugo Chavez in Carabobos. The prosecutor's officer initiated an investigation of acts against the Chavista sector. They destroyed an image of Commander Chavez in Carabobos state. Let's see video 9. We will see it. We will see it one by one after they've been arrested. And we have another case. The prosecutor's office opened an investigation to identify the group of criminals who attacked the hospital of Coche. What has to do a health center with they caused serious damages to the state of Venezuela and compromising the services of that health facility. Likewise, we want to show you the destruction of a spot of the PMBV in Caracas, where there's a police point to protect the people in the area. And they attacked a point of control in the Calvario, in which they used to try to hinder the highways, the routes for Miraflores. one of the first incidents I want to show you, and we have already published it, was the attempt of burning down with personnel inside in the Veracruz as we can see. They are using minors there. In most of the cases, we have been seeing that they are using Molotov bombs and arms and minors, even children. What we are seeing there is an attempt of the burning down of the mayorship in the Suate municipality, and there we have arrested 29 criminals, and let's see if they will be classified as political persecuted. And I want to refer that we have 749 arrested, and they will be trialed in the respective courts. And I want to ratify that the prosecutor's office on 24 hours, in midnight, morning, evening, we are active for real time to act against these criminals, because as I said initially, this prosecutor office is different, is defending peace, dignity, and the Venezuelan people, which I want to congratulate, and I give my top support for keeping up our unity and defending sovereignty, and not allow the interference of external powers that want to invade. Glory to the brave Venezuelan people.
Statements live from Caracas from the Attorney General of Venezuela, Saab, where he referred and updated on how the investigations are going into the violent incidents incited by the far-right opposition against the electoral power, against the people of Venezuela, against the peace of Venezuela. He reported that there are over 700 people arrested that were responsible for criminal acts of violence carried out during late Monday, of acts that were incited by the far right, as he expressed, and people that have been described by the international media, which he condemned, as peaceful protesters. He provided evidence, video evidence, that showed that what these people were doing could not be, in any case, be described as peaceful protests. The Attorney General also congratulated the Venezuelan people for being steadfast in defense of democracy and for the way that they behaved during the electoral system, and also made a promise that this Attorney General, this public ministry, will not be indifferent to criminal acts that are being carried out in Venezuela, and that will continue out with the investigations, that they will prosecute everyone that is involved in these criminal acts that are occurring in the country. Stay tuned with teleSUR English for more.